The Western Conference NBA playoffs, round 1 continues. The Suns have had a long, long journey and are on the cusp of achieving their dreams. With everything on the line, they could be crowned champions with one more victory. Only one obstacle remains as they go up against the Lakers. Will there be an upset in round 1? It's all coming up next.
We've already got quite a series on our hands, folks, and this is only the first round. Game 6 in the West. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Chris Webber. David Aldridge is on our sidelines. We welcome 8-time All-NBA first-team player Shaquille O'Neal. And it probably could have been about 15 first year, right?
It probably could have been about 15, but you know, I was doing rap videos and didn't come into training camp and shit. Just really didn't care at the time. But anyway, good to be here with you, Kevin. David. We'll see about Chris. You know what they used to say about the old Shaq. So he's only averaging 29, but he's so out of shape.
He's out of shape. So the opening lineup for the Suns. Booker and Bridges are the wings. Jay Crowder out there with DeAndre Ayton. And it's Paul in at the point guard. And for the Lakers, the forwards are LeBron and Davis. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is out there with Dennis Schroeder. And it's Gasol at the 5, down low. Paul passes to Ayton. Dish now to Bridges. Ayton a screen on Caldwell-Pope. And Booker kicks to Paul. Ayton stays with it. Ayton's got the first points on the scoreboard for the Suns.
And using that 7'5" wingspan, putting it back off the miss, one of Ayton's specialties.
Under passes to James. And stolen by Ayton. Pass to Bridges. And it's slammed in by Bridges.
If you're playing him like Chris Paul, you better have your hands ready. If you're open, he'll find you, or you're going to get hit in the head.
And it's Schroeder with the ball. He brings it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. 4-point game.
And Shaq, you were the dominant force of your era. You could argue LeBron has dominated his as well. When you think about his greatness as a player, what stands out to you?
I hope I don't ruffle any feathers by saying this, but he may be the greatest athlete. He's got a very complete skill set. His durability, the years he's played at a high level. Only one other guy that has done that. We all know his name, but like I said, I hope I didn't ruffle any feathers.
No, we like the honesty. Here's Paul following the basket by LeBron James. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, I briefly spoke with the Lakers head coach. I asked him if he thinks they can muster the energy and effort it takes to win 2 straight elimination games. He said, absolutely. We're not going to think about 2 games at once. We can't think about Game 7. We have to focus tonight. Well, that's a true coach, Kevin. Back to you.
Thank you, David. And here's Booker following the three-pointer from Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
It's a great awareness being shown by Crowder. Spotted the open man and made a fantastic dish.
They say landing in the right situation, Shaq, important for any player's career. What traits, as you go back and look and you've seen now and you play, what traits separate the great organizations in this game?
Well, one, you got to have experience. So I think you got to have some veterans up there in the rafters, and I think you got to have a mean front office. You got to have a Jerry West, a Mitch Kupchak. You got to understand the players again, and you have to have a commitment and a culture of respect and trust.
That medium range area, that was Paul's bread and butter when he entered into the league. I mean, then he added range to that.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. They lost their last game on Tuesday.
Live by the 3, die by the 3. If you're
Kyle Kuzma comes in for Davis, and it's Alex Caruso in for Dennis Schroeder. And the Suns here with a different look. Sharch has checked in for DeAndre Ayton. Frank Kaminsky comes in for Crowder. Torrey Craig, he's checked in for Bridges. And it's Payne in for Chris Paul.
In a late first-round pick back in 2017, Kyle Kuzma making an immediate impact with the scoring. Shaq, why did he fly under the radar of Utah?
I think often scorers have more freedom than the pros. You know, the Lakers have definitely needed his offense. And, it's been a little up and down, but when they need him, he's always there. Best believe he's always going to be aggressive.
Good list. And here's Payne after LeBron James hitting the three. No good from Booker.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Caruso kicks to Caldwell Pope. James a screen on Sharp. And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
And here's Sharp. He'll bring it up for the Phoenix Suns. Trailing by 2. Kaminsky, the pass to Sharp. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And you got to respect the interior game of Sark. I mean, he's solid at using his size to his advantage down there.
LeBron kicks to Caruso. Pass to Kuzma. On deep. No good. Knocked loose and stolen by James. And it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. The Lakers will retain possession. Let's take another look at the staunch defense during that mobile 1 block.
And bringing that postseason intensity, so key. These plays can change the trajectory of a game.
Now here's James. He's got 5. Caruso, the pass to James. And he banks in the layup. James has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
See, I like LeBron James' activity right there, Kevin. He has the size and the touch to score at will.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Suns moving the ball around. And the 3 ball is good. The Lakers have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. And James throws it down.
Kevin, you know why I'm laughing right now. This is just too easy for LeBron James. Defense has to move him out of there. This is what's going to happen all night long.
Here's Caldwell Pope. Good, and the assist goes to James. Caldwell Pope's got 5 now.
Well, that's why they're in front. Aggressive play at both ends. Nicely done.
And so it's LeBron James making things happen for Los Angeles. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. We'll get right back to the action when we return. When it comes to the art of providing leadership, CP3 had this to say.
The guys on the team already tell me I talk too much a lot. You know, I'm constantly talking on the court. I'm a communicator, and I feel like it's hard to go wrong when you're communicating.
Well said. He does a great job of keeping everyone involved and on the same page.
And Kevin, he practices what he preaches. He plays the right way and motivates his teammates to do the same.
And we're back. Good to have you with us for 2K Sports coverage of Game 6. And from what we've seen so far from the Lakers, guys, what are your thoughts?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Yeah, how many coaches say we want to start fast? Now let's see if they can maintain that intensity.
The forwards are LeBron and Davis. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Matthews, and Harrell's in at the 5. That's the Laker 5. On defense, the Lakers. 5-point lead, the biggest of the game. Crowder finds 8. 5 on the clock. From 11 feet away. Well, Shaq, one of your more famous quotes of late has been, rings, Ernie, rings. All joking aside, is the number of titles a player wins the best measurement for where they stand in history?
I think it's a piece of the pie, but it's a large piece. It's a good tiebreaker when comparing greats to other greats. It was always the